So we're going to be doing, this session is going to be a stretch session. It's going to be quite an easy stretch session, so we're not actually working on the developmental stretches, which is a deeper stretch. We'll take some of them a little bit further because some of the big muscle groups need a little bit more stretching, a little bit more time on them to really make a difference. But this is basically a nice simple stretch exercise, stretch session. Hopefully you'll be able to do all of the stretches, at least some of the stretches. As with all the exercises and everything we do, it's all about working to your own level. The stretch is an amazing form of exercise, I believe, because you can do it at any age, any weight, any size, male or female. Stretching is a good form of exercise for everybody. So we're going to start on our back. I'm just going to first of all loosen off into the neck and the shoulder area, which is an area that most of us hold quite a lot of tension and tightness. So this is the area that I usually start with, the top of the body. You're lying down on the floor, on your mat, or wherever you choose to work. You've got the knees bent. You're going to take a breath in, breathe out, turn your head to the side, into the centre and out to the other side. Breathing in and breathing out. So gently moving your head from side to side as you just start to ease into your neck area. One more to each side. And then breathe in at the centre, out to tuck your chin down. So bring the head up and tuck the chin down. So just stretching gently down the back of the neck. And then lastly, in the neck area, take your right ear down to your right shoulder, to the centre, and the left ear to the left shoulder, and centre. So just moving the head from side to side, stretching down the side of your neck. And one more to each side. And release. And then to loosen off through your shoulders, we're going to reach up to the ceiling, keep your head on the floor, drop your shoulders down. So reaching up and drop. Reach and drop. And again, reach. And one more. Arms down by the side. Big deep breath in, take your arms over your head and circle the arms all the way around. So big circling arms just to loosen off a little bit more through your shoulder area. So we just do about 4 to 5 in each direction. Big circling arms, loosening through your shoulders. So that's the neck, the shoulders, the upper back that we've just started to loosen off. We're now going to work down the spine with the shoulder bridge. So we've got the feet flat to the floor, feet, ankles and knees hip distance apart. And we're just going to work our way up the spine to the shoulders and press back down to the mat. So we're lifting up to the shoulders, pressing down to the mat, all the way up and all the way down, and again, and one more. And release. And then I like to just bring my knees into my chest and just have a little circle around after doing the shoulder bridge. So draw some really soft circles on the base of your spine, 3 circles each way. And then we're going to go a little bit further down the body and we're going to go to the legs. So we're going to start with the hamstrings and the calves. So that's all the muscles that run all the way down the back of your leg. And shake out the right leg, straighten it forward and bring the straight leg towards the chest. Now what's important is that you don't bend the knee, because if you bend the knee you lose a lot of the stretch. So it doesn't matter how far that leg comes in as long as you feel the stretch and you hold it and breathe. And then because this is a really long muscle, I always just take that a little bit further and hold. You can, if you want to, take your hands at the back of your thigh to assist the stretch, or another thing that you could do is you could use a band or a strap or a pair of ties or a tie and wrap that round the back of your foot, and you could just hold that, and that also will assist the stretch, make it a little bit easier. And give it a shake out. Release it down. I'm going to shake out the other leg, straighten and stretch. So bringing that leg as far towards the body till you can feel the stretch down the back of the leg. As long as you can feel a good stretch, that's just bearable to hold and you're not bending the knee, and then keep your foot flexed, so the toe down, heel up, and that will also give you that stretch into your calf muscle further down. I'm going to take that a little bit further and hold. And shake it out, release it down. That's your hamstrings and your calves, all the way down the backs of your legs. So now I'm going to go to your bottom, your glutes. We're going to cross that foot over the opposite knee, and some of you may feel a stretch already at that level, and that's fine. You can just cross that foot over, and if that's enough for you, just hold it there. Or to make it stronger, if you can't feel it at that level, then bring that other leg off the floor, and that will make that a stronger stretch. Or what you could do, if you struggle with this one, is you could rest that right foot against the wall or against your bed or the settee, and that again will assist the stretch to make it a little bit easier for you to hold. I'm just going to increase that a tiny bit. Again, this is a really big muscle group. Release that down, swap sides, foot across. Remember, you can hold it there if you want to, or you can bring that other leg off the floor and hold it. Should feel the stretch all the way into the bottom and into the outer thigh of the leg that's crossed. And just bringing that leg in a little bit further and hold. And release. We're just going to go, before we roll onto our fronts, we're just going to go to the inner thighs and the hips. So keeping the ankles and knees together, and just let the knees drop open to the side and the arms to the side, and this stretches and opens up your inner thighs and your hips and also your chest. So just hold that and breathe. And if you wanted to increase this, you could just press a little bit further down into the stretch with your hands onto the inner thighs. Release. Legs back to the middle. Little circle around again if you want to. A few circles each way. And then we're going to go onto our front and to do the opposite side. So once you've stretched one side of the leg, you should always stretch the opposite side. So the neck stretches for your quad muscles, that's these muscles here. You'll also feel this into your hip flexors here. And if you find this really difficult stretch to do, what I would do is get a band or a tie or a strap like with the hamstrings, and you could just wrap that around your foot, and that will give you a little bit of assisting for the stretch if you need it. Otherwise, you're onto your front, you're going to bring your heel to your bottom, bring your knees together, your head can be down or to the side, and just push that muscle, the thigh muscle, right down into the floor and hold it. And then just increase it a little bit further if you can, just a little bit more, and hold. And then drop the leg down, change sides, heel to bottom, knees together and hold. So when I say knees together, try not to let the leg push out to the side. Can be a tendency to do this, let the knee go out to the side, so make sure you keep them close together. Increase it a little bit further and hold. And let it go. Shake it out, release the leg down. So that's your quads here, hip flexors here. We're now going to move into the lower back and stretch the lower back. This is a stretch that I personally have to do a lot. It's brilliant for people that have got back problems, stiff backs, back pain. Just work with it gently. If you do have back problems, take yourself into the easier level, which I'll demonstrate now. The easier level, you've got the arms out to the side, and you're just going to literally come probably that far up and pause. 3, 2, 1, and release down. 3, 2, 1, and release down. So we're holding that for 3 breaths at the top. If you want to make it harder, then you just straighten your arms more. Make sure that you don't lift the hip bones off the floor. So your hip bones, these ones here, they do not lift off the mat. You keep them pressed firmly into the mat. You're only coming as high as the waist, so no higher. So what we're not doing is this, yeah? We're just coming as far as the lower back, as far as the waist, and pause. 3, 2, 1, and release. Count your breaths. 3, 2, 1, and release. Keep your shoulders relaxed, elbows soft, so try not to lock out your arms, keep the elbows soft. And we'll just do a few more of those. Three, 2, 1, and release. And one more. 3, 2, 1, release. And continuing to work a little bit more into the lower back. This is a much easier stretch, so if you really struggle with back extensions, the one we just did initially, then you could do this one that I'm going to do now as the cat stretch, is a gentle stretch. So if you wanted to and you found it easy, you could start with the cat stretch and then do back extensions, or you could just give yourself a few sessions just doing the cat stretch and work up to back extensions. But they're both really, really good, efficient stretches for your lower back. So your cat stretch, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Just going to round up there and pause. And release. Pause at the top. And release. Just make sure you're not dipping into your lower back. So you keep your back straight and just round up. And release. Just going to do a few more of these. And then after your last one, sit at the bottom back to the heels and the chest to the thighs, and the arms out in front, and just crawl your fingertips around to the side, keeping your head down between your arms, and this is called the lion stretch. So this stretches into the waist and the middle of the back. You can increase that a little bit if you want to, or if you can. And then back through the middle and to the other side and hold. And a little bit further if you can. And if you do struggle with that stretch on your knees, some people find it really uncomfortable being in that position, you can do the same stretch from lying flat. So exactly the same, head down between the arms, and then you just walk the arms around and hold it and increase it. So that would be a different position to start that stretching if you need to. The lion stretch, the one we've just done, is for the waist and all the way down the side. And then we're just going to do a little stretch for the bottom here called the pigeon stretch. Now, if you can't manage this one, some people find this one a little bit difficult. Don't worry about it, because we did stretch this muscle while we're on our back. So one where we cross the foot over the knee also stretches this muscle, but this one's just a little bit stronger for those that can manage it. So what we do is we put the heel into the groin, and you just sit back and put your forehead onto your hands, or you can put your head right down if you want to, whichever feels most comfortable to you. And I'm going to change to the other side and hold. And release. So that's your pigeon stretch, your bottom on your outer thigh. Just going to do one more on our backs that I forgot about, so I do apologise, because it's a really nice stretch and it's quite a good one for you to do. So you could do this one, if you're doing the stretch programme on your own, you could put this onto your stretches where you're on your back, or you could do what we've just done and go back to it. So this is your spine twist, and this is a really nice stretch for the middle of your back, and this really helps with your rotational flexibility of your spine. So what that generally means, to put it in an easy term, is most of us, like all of us, do a lot of reaching and stretching on a daily basis, just stretching into a cupboard or down into a cupboard, or picking something up. You might pick your child up or your dog, or shopping, but we do a lot of movement where we do this rotational. So it's really good for us to have rotational flexibility of the spine, because that will help us if we've got the flexibility there, not to pull into another area of the back. 9 times out of 10, people that get back problems, it's often because they've not got flexibility in other parts of the back. So that's why I'd always have the spine twist on. Easy version is just to keep your ankles and knees together, arms out to the side, and you just let your knees drop one way, head the other, and hold. And just breathe and relax. The more you relax with the stretches, the more the muscles will stretch and release. So just try and relax as much as you possibly can. I know some people find that really hard to do, but the more you do the stretches, the more you'll learn, hopefully, to relax with the stretches. And the other side. And then if you want to make that a bit stronger, you could take the legs, the knees further up towards the chest. But if you take it to this level, you've got to make sure your shoulders are flat. So I don't want the arm lifted. The shoulders should be flat to the floor and hold. And then back through the middle, and the other side, and hold. And release. Back to the middle, knees to the chest, little rocker around again. Nice little circles, a few times each way on the base of the spine. And then we're just going to slide the legs away and have a big full stretch all the way through, fingertips through to toes. And again, big stretch. And release. Quick little stretch at the top. With this one, I like to have a little bit of a raise in the pelvis. Now, some of you might be okay just sitting on the floor, but personally, I find it easier if I'm sat on a cushion or a rolled up towel or a rolled up mat. It's entirely up to you. If you do find it uncomfortable just sat on the floor with the legs wide, then sit on a little raise at the back. And then just a big deep breath in, and we're just going to ease forward and have a nice big stretch into your inner thighs. You'll also feel this down the backs of your legs. And a little bit further, and hold. And release. And if you're not comfortable in that position, you could still get a good stretch into the inner thighs by just taking your feet together and just nudging your knees out with your elbows, which will also stretch the inner thighs and your hips. So your easy stretch session is to stretch all of your big muscles of your body. This is a really good stretch session to do after exercise, because you'll stretch all your muscles out that you've used if you've been for a run or you've been to the gym. But also, it's a brilliant daily stretch program. So back to stretch and the way we should work with stretch. You'll hear me say when we do the strengthening videos that you should aim to do strengthening exercise 3 times a week with a rest day in between. Stretch, in an ideal world, we should do it every single day. It's that important. It keeps us mobile, it keeps us flexible, it decreases our risk of injury, and it's something, as I said earlier on in the video, that all of us can do. It's very important to work to your own level. So everybody's got different levels of flexibility. Basically, we are born with a certain level of flexibility. Some people are born very, very flexible, even hypermobile, so too flexible. And some people are very inflexible. But the important thing with stretching is that everybody can do it, you can work to your own level, and you will increase the movement and the flexibility of these muscles if you continue to work with the stretches. So if you can do them every day, that would be fantastic. You could do the whole session in one go. If you've got 25 minutes, probably the end of the day, most people, if you're working full time, would be the better time to do it. Some people can do it in the morning, but it's basically finding a slot that you can do. But if you can't do the full session, then break it up. You could do some in the morning, some at night. In an ideal world, I would ask you to go to a nice quiet room, even maybe light some candles, some soft music in the background helps you relax. Some people find it really difficult to relax with stretching. I used to find it really difficult, but the benefits of stretches to me personally is so big that now I have learned to love stretch. I really hope you enjoy the videos. Please keep stretching, it will get easier. Anything that you want me to add, or any questions or any feedback, I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. I hope to see you again soon.